1. At a big red bullseye store with my older cousin who's visiting from abroad. He's a merchant marine, has travelled and seen the world, and has a very mischievous sense of humour. Does not suffer fools well and considers public displays of stupidity fair game. We're looking for clothes for him as the weather changed during his visit, and he needed something to see him through his trip. We're talking in our native language and looking up sizes, etc. I found this size, and I'm handing it to him when we hear an old biddy behind us. Old biddy.
When you're done speaking in whatever language it is you're speaking, I need you to tell me where to find...
Me. Confused at first, but now realizing that she confused me for a store employee, somehow. Sorry, we're shopping as well. Don't work here.
Old biddy. Don't give me that. You people always work here and speak that whatever it is you're speaking. I want you to...
Cousin. We don't work here, we wait for blowjob. You know, blowjob? Delivered deadpan, matter of fact, with the thickest accent possible, while still being intelligible. Old biddy.
Excuse me?
Cousin. Slowly now, and very serious. Blowjob take long. You know it's long? Old biddy. Purple with indignation, stammers and leaves. We pay for the jacket, and as we leave the register, old biddy and a beleaguered store employee approaches us. Store employee. Excuse me, sir, but the customer over here reported that you were rude and insulting to her. Cousin in his thickest accent. Yes. She has store for blowjob for wheel. She not tell us. She no good at job. Some confusion, some back and forth. Cousin is hamming up the accent and dumb foreigner shtick. Store employee is confused and trying his best. Store employee eventually gets what is being said and not is what being meant. You mean you have a flat tire in need of repair? Cousin. Yes, blowjob for tire. She no good at job. No say, blowjob done. Store employee. Sir, a blowjob is something else. She does not work for the repair center. She's a customer like you. Cousin. She no work in shop? No blowjob? Ha! Mistake is me. Looks over at old biddy. Sorry, lady. You no give blowjob, sorry. Back at store employee. Me English no good. Sorry. Store employee, yeah, tire repair is not the same thing as a blowjob. While working hard not to break out laughing. We left while store employee looked like he was explaining to a purple, fuming old biddy that it was a language issue and a misunderstanding. Cousin waved and bowed with apologies to her, while saying loud enough, Sorry, me mistake. You know blowjob lady. Cannot go there anymore and not think of it as the blowjob branch. 2. I work in a store that is based in Kobristan. Name changed, of course, to protect the innocent. Me. Today a customer came in wanting to return a bra without a receipt, saying it was too small. We tell her we can't make a return without a receipt, but we can exchange it for a different size. Thankfully, she decides to do that. We help her find the right size bra of the same model. All is right with the world. Here's where things start to go sour. I put the bra she's returning into the system. Since it's an older model, it's been priced down to $5.99. Now the new bra we brought up, oops, it's actually $19.99. Well, no problem, I just changed the price to $5.99 to match. I technically should keep it at $19.99, but it's the same model, it shouldn't be a big deal. I put the return through, all seems good, and then she looks at her receipt. Customer. Wait, this was only $5.99? Me. Yes, the bra is old enough to have been marked down from its original price. Customer. But I paid $19.99 when I bought it. Me. Without the receipt, we have to refer to the current price for exchanges. Customer. I could get you my credit card statement. That would show the amount. Me. Your credit card statement would only list your total amount paid, not what you bought. We have no way of knowing the amount you paid for it through your statement. Customer. This is ridiculous. I threw away my receipt because I thought I wouldn't need it. And you can't do anything for me? Me. As I explained, without the receipt, we can only exchange it for the same item in a different size or color. Customer.
I can't believe this. I wanted my money back and you won't do it.
Me. We have explained our return policy to you. Without your receipt, your options are very limited.
Customer. Well, you should tell your headquarters if this is how you treat customers, then I'm never coming back.
Me. Promise? Sorry you feel that way, ma'am, but we are quite clear on our return policy.
Customer. What did you say?
Me. We're quite clear on our return policy.
Customer. Your business is from Cobristan.
Me. We are based in Cobristan, yes.
Customer. I'm never buying from the Cobristan company again.
And with that, she took her exchanged bra and marched out. I don't know why she got so worked up. We'd already explained to her repeatedly that money back could only be done with the receipt, and otherwise there could only be an exchange. Since she can't even do that now that she's exchanged it without the receipt, whatever she paid for it initially is a moot point. We are not responsible for your negligence, lady. Oh well, looks like I've cost not only my company, but an entire country a customer. That'll teach me to stick my neck out for someone with a price match. 3. I was on a break from my job as a manager at a movie theater, so I decided to hop over to Kmart quick to pick up some things I needed. As a manager, I'm wearing business attire. Black pencil skirt, black blazer, fancy shirt, but I am also wearing a lanyard and name tag with the company's name sprawled across it. I walked into Kmart and headed to the office supplies section to get my things. I hear a woman behind me yelling things. That's when it started. Woman.
Ma'am, I don't understand how you don't properly staff your store for the weekends. I've been waiting here for 30 minutes.
I'm sure that was an overstatement. Me, looking through paper, trying to find the right type for what I need. Woman.
Excuse me?
Touches my shoulder. Me, looks at her confused. Woman.
I need help in the jewelry department and no one is helping me because you don't know how to properly staff your store. My daughter just graduated and I'm getting her a gift. She is very upset.
Me. Woman.
I demand you call someone to help us now, or I will be writing a letter to your boss and let him know how you can't do the easiest job in the world. I want my things paid for because of the distress I've gone through. How can you treat me like this?
Huffs, looking like she's won the battle. Me. Looks down at my name tag, then back up at her. Woman. Looks at my name tag, and then huffs away. I'm not sure if she ever got her jewelry, but dang, that was the best thing that happened that day. 4. I work at a mall chain jewelry store, and I had this customer call today inquiring about an exchange. I'm our key holder, so I was the closing manager tonight. The guest told me that he purchased a Neil Lane bridal set from us, and he was having problems at other locations getting it sized. Our company has a policy that Neil Lane brand rings cannot be sized more than one size up or down. He needed it to be 2 to 3 sizes up, and policy states that we need to special order it to size. He purchased a clearance piece at 50% off, and the other locations were telling him it was unavailable because it was a clearance piece, and the vendor was no longer making it. When he called, he asked about the policy and I informed him that it was correct, but I could possibly have my special order team request the vendor to make it, or have my shop make an exception approved by Home Office and the customer. He then asked a few strange questions, and this isn't verbatim, because he turned me in circles, so it's the best I've got. Guest.
So if we decide to have it sized and I have a problem in the future with the diamonds falling out, what will we do?
Me, well, if Home Office approves the sizing, and it was deemed irreparable in the future, we would then move to exchange your ring for something else. Guest.
For the value of the ring, right?
Me. For what you paid. Guest.
No, see, that's not fair.
Me. How's that? Guest.
Because if I bought a ring that's regular price is $5,000, then I should get a ring that's $5,000 if this one can't be fixed.
Me, not necessarily. If you didn't pay $5,000, we won't give you $5,000. That's just not how this works. Guest.
And that's not fair.
Me. But if you paid $2,500 for that $5,000 ring, I can't just give you an extra $2,500 for a new one. You didn't pay that the first time. You would have to pay it the second time. Guest. But look, if I went to return a shirt, and I paid $30 for it and it's now $50, they would give me the $50 to a new shirt because that's how much it costs now. Me. Sir, in clothing retail, you are allowed to exchange without a receipt for an item of equal price to the item you're exchanging at the time of the exchange. The same rule is not true in jewelry and specifically in this company. You must have your receipt to initiate any return or exchange of product, and we always know how you paid and how much you paid. We will not give you any more than what you paid toward an exchange, especially outside of our 90-day policy. Guest. I just don't understand why this is difficult. It's not fair. We did this dance for a solid 10 minutes with different hypothetical scenarios, and we always came to this conclusion. He was a very tricky talker, and I had to be very careful that he didn't lead me to saying what he wanted me to say. Me. Well, sir, I'm absolutely going to look into getting you the proper size ordered for this ring, so that doesn't happen. I've put in a request with my research team, and I have to wait for them to reopen tomorrow to follow up with the request. If you'd like, I will also check with my store manager to ensure that the information I gave you about the exchange is correct. Guest. Yeah, that's fine. Me. Okay, great. I will follow up with you tomorrow evening. I ended up calling customer service myself to document the situation and advise them of him being a tricky talker, and not to let their associates be led to saying what he wanted. The agent vehemently agreed with me and put a note that he was simply told no at the store, and not to advise otherwise. I just do not understand the logic. 5. So I work in a store where we sell video games and merchandise, and this happened around half a year ago. We had and still have a lot of regulars that would often just come in to bring us something to drink and hang out for a few hours, which was annoying from time to time, but usually they knew when we were busy, so they wouldn't distract us too much, so it was fine. Because of the long and narrow layout of the store, they would usually stand or sit in a corner next and almost behind the registers, which I never liked. Firstly, we always had to walk through the passage for almost every transaction to get the items from the different storages, but we also needed that corner to check incoming parcels. Also, I just don't like the idea of anyone not working in the store being that close or even behind the counter. Anyway, every week there is a different category of items that needs to be counted and adjusted in case anything is missing, etc. My boss had done the counting that week and he saw that 5 copies of the newest game that had just been released were missing. This is highly suspicious. He chose to observe what happened after, since it could have been any employee or even a regular. Around a week later, a new game is released, and my boss put them to a place behind the counter for quick access. There were 4 piles of 20 games each on that shelf. I wasn't there when it happened, but my boss told me the story. So a few hours after he put the games back there, a few had already been sold, so there were about 70 left. A regular that I never really liked, let's call him Smelly Dude, was there at the time, standing in the usual corner and flooding the store with his sweaty smell. My boss was looking for an item, and no one else was in the store, so he asked Smelly Dude to watch the store for a second while he went to the storage, in the second floor for employees only. He returned within 30 seconds, and he saw Smelly Dude facing towards the shelf, and quickly putting his backpack on the ground. Alright. My boss says nothing and just secretly counts the pile of games. Sure enough, one was missing. We're a really colloquial and chill store, and the regulars have been customers for years. So he approached Smelly Dude in a friendly but serious way. Boss. Hey, Smelly Dude, did you just take one of these games? Smelly Dude. Of course not. Why, is one missing? Boss. Yeah, look here. There's only 9 on this pile, so that's 69 instead of 70. Smelly Dude. Well, I think there's actually 21 in this pile here, see? Yeah, I definitely count 21. Boss. Nah, man, there's only 69. And I saw you standing here in a weird way. I'm sorry, but can you show me your backpack? Smelly Dude. Sure. Smelly Dude proceeded to take out one personal item after another and places them on the counter. Phone, wallet, keys, cigarettes, a tiny axe. Boss looks at him and Smelly Dude just smiles. Boss, alright, I saw you moving a blue case, which these games are packaged in, to a different pouch on your bag. Just give it back now, okay? Smelly Dude takes it out and hands it to Boss, while he has a huge smile on his face and just says, "Sorry." Boss, why the fuck did you do this, man? Smelly Dude, I don't know, it was just right there. Boss, okay. You are going home right now and bring me those 5 games from last week. Then I won't even tell the police, alright? Smelly Dude, what? No, I only took 1 of those last week. Boss. What an idiot. My boss had already suspected him after he noticed 5 games were missing the week before. And he had just admitted to taking 1, even though we were sure he had taken all 5. So Smelly Dude left the store, having agreed to Boss's proposition. That's when I entered the store to start my shift, and Boss tells me everything. He calls his boss, and then decides to go to the police anyway, for 2 counts of theft. It took forever, but I ended up being in the store alone for several hours. Sadly, I actually don't know how this story ended. I'll ask my boss about it. But I never saw Smelly Dude again. He was a really weird dude. My boss had told me several other stories about him. Apparently the police had escorted him out of the store one time, for something unrelated to us. They just knew he was there at that moment. He didn't come to the store for several months one time, which was unusual for him. Then one day he came back and apologized to a co-worker for that time the police came in the store. And he claimed he had been in prison for the last 3 months, because of suspected terrorism or something similar. There aren't really any terrorist attacks in my country, so that was super weird. But apparently, he had told another story to another co-worker. So yeah, weird dude who was not to be trusted. And who definitely should have showered more often. Update. I talked to my boss about this incident and asked if he knew what happened afterwards. He said he wasn't contacted by the police anymore, so either they didn't need any more details, or they didn't pursue the case. But apparently Smelly Dude was already going to prison for something else, before this case would even be relevant. My boss also told me that this dude is really sketchy in general, having changed his name multiple times, and also fled abroad for some time. Smelly Dude is friends on Facebook, and because he was a regular, with one of my co-workers, and apparently he told this co-worker that he would like to apologize to my boss personally, and that he would come to the store to do so. Of course, my boss told him to never step into the store again, and now Smelly Dude has blocked him on Facebook. Really mature. Anyway, so it's not really clear what was or is going on with this dude. All I can think is that we probably got to see a less dangerous side of him, and that we dodged a bullet, or a tiny axe. Hey everybody, Hellfreezer here, and thank you very much for listening to Adventures in Fast Food and Retail, number 26. Thank you very much to everybody who allowed me to use their stories in this video. Well, I am a colossal idiot. This is the second time recording this outro. In fact, it's the second time making the video. I had all recorded, made, fully uploaded, and I thought to myself, okay, very tired now, that's sorted, I'll just set all the little details on it, then I'll go to bed and get some sleep. And then I was thinking, hang on, something's bothering me about this. Whoa. Then I realised the final story in the video, the one which you guys haven't heard yet, had nothing to do with fast food or retail at all. It did come from the I Don't Work Here Lady section. And for some reason, I had a bit of a chore making the videos today. Again, I'm blaming the weather. It's like it's uncomfortable right now because of the weather. So we'll blame the weather. And I guess that just scrambled my brain to the point that I didn't twig that this story doesn't really fit in this video, because I narrated the whole thing, did a pretty decent job I think, and put it in the video. But the fact of the matter is, it doesn't fit in fast food or retail. It does, however, fit in Revenge, or Idiots in the Wild, so I'm probably going to put it in Revenge, I think. So, you'll maybe get that on Sunday or something, depending when I do the next Revenge video. But that was frustrating, so I'm going to be putting off my sleep for a little while longer while I remake and re-upload this video. Okay, and with that, it's a very sleepy Hell Freezer that's saying until next time, thank you very much for listening, and take very good care of yourselves.